Hey! Hello there! If you stumbled across this video, that means the algorithm brought you to me. Or, I don't know, you were just looking up Eminem CDs and I popped up. So, hey, if that's the case, you scrolled far enough to see me. So, and you also, looked at the title, looked at the thumbnail, all that, and you were like, primo. But today, as the title implies, we're going to be doing what I like to call a CD overview. So this means we're not going to be listening to no tracks, we're not going to be reacting to anything, because if I were to react to it, I would be lying to you. I've already listened to these tracks 1,000 times, and I'm not going to be like some of them fake reactors where they're like, oh yeah, I haven't heard this track ever, first time listening, even though they already heard it like 25 times. So I'm going to be straight up with you. I've listened to these tracks, and I know them. I could probably rehearse them if I tried, but we ain't going to be doing that. I'm going to save you the cringy aspect. But hello, it's your boy Ken, and welcome back to Ken Reviews Reviews CDs. So today we're going to be starting off with white people music. So before we get to do Tupac, no Biggie, we're going to be starting off with something I'm more tapped into. I know this a lot better than a lot of other things. So we're going to be focusing on Eminem's very first album. I got it right over here. The Slim Shady LP. Now, the Slim Shady LP, released in 1999, was the very, very first Eminem album we technically got under the Aftermath Shady Records label. Technically just Aftermath Interscope at the time. Shady Records came out, 2002? Regardless, Shady Records was not out, or was not an actual album. It wasn't a record company yet. It was just Aftermath, which Dr. Dre signed Emmy. My boy Emmy, that's what I'm calling him. Now I fucked up Eminem, so. But he came out with his very first studio album. We're not counting Infinite. I don't have that, so. I mean, if you have Infinite, let me know. I'll be happy to take it off your hands, please. Regardless, we're going to be starting off with his very first studio album, the Slim Shady LP. Now, looking off, this album was very controversial at the time, as well. The lyrics are very fucked up. Songs like 97 Bonnie and Clyde, My Name Is, of course, Guilty Conscience, Role Model. Those are some of the more pointed at songs, especially My Name Is, with all the lines about the crazy shit like the drugs and the mother bashing and all that, and the homo stuff, which, in fact, if we've all probably heard the band version, which had a bunch more fucked up lyrics on it, but this one is just a standard album. There's nothing crazy on this. There's no special edition, so this is just a standard album. So when you look at it, it's got like a purple color scheme. I do like the album cover. It takes inspiration, or I'm pretty sure it's just a direct copy or a direct homage to the song 97 Bonnie and Clyde, track 7. That song is, for those who don't know, is about Eminem basically taking his daughter to dump the dead body of her mother and stepfather and stepbrother, essentially. So it's pretty fucked up, but it's a very good storytelling song, and is reason why Eminem is one of the best storytellers in the rap game. You can have a bash fight in the comment section about that. I don't like to get into any of that. I like what I like, and that's just straight up facts. Ain't nothing about it. That's just straight up facts. But yeah, so there's some good tracks on this album. A few points that I would like to make for anyone who's going to be listening to this album maybe anytime soon, and they wanted to watch this video is a good idea. If you haven't watched it or listened to the album, watch it. You have to watch music videos, which I don't know why you do that, but if you want to, you can do that afterwards. But for anyone who's going to listen to the album after this, which I don't know why you would, you probably have already listened to the album, but if you haven't, a good couple songs that I think you should, look forward to is, of course, the titular track, My Name Is. If I Had, which people call repetitive, I think personally it's very good. Of course, Rock Bottom. My Fault is also a decent storytelling song. It tells Eminem in a club with some of his friends, and this woman who is a recovering addict says she's going to get back on it, and he hands her mushrooms, and she takes too many, and bad things procure. But it's a very good, catchy track that the chorus can get you very overwhelmed and overwhelmed in quick listening experience. You might be able to get it. That chorus might get caught in your brain really quick. It's pretty catchy in my opinion, but maybe not to others. So, my favorite track personally, though, is actually probably the ending track, Still Don't Give a Fuck. Now, I think Still Don't Give a Fuck is extremely good, and honestly I'll take it over Just Don't Give a Fuck, which is from actually the Slim Shady EP, which came out, 1998? I think. But the Slim Shady EP had Just Don't Give a Fuck, which put Eminem on the underground market, put him in the spotlight. He was big underground rapper, and then when he finally got signed with Dre, he's the Eminem we know nowadays. So, yeah, but things have changed, and we'll get to those if I ever choose to make a Marshall Mathers LP video, which probably won't happen anytime soon, because I have no time for these videos, so... the big gripe that a lot of people have this album, off topic, is the amount of skits. Now, there is 20 tracks on this album, and approximately, if I'm counting it correctly, you have the intro, public service announcement, PSA, Paul, number 5, Bitch, which is already 3, number 8, Lounge, number 10, which is more of an interlude to My Fault, Ken Kniff, which, that's already 5, Soap. There's about 6 skits on this album, meaning we're having a consistency of 14 actual songs. I don't know, I could have my math off, and I might have missed one or counted one that wasn't included. I mean, it depends if you count public service announcement as a skit. It's more of an intro, but regardless, there is a lot of skits on this album that do, in my opinion, get rid of ideas for more tracks. I mean, I would love to hear Nobody Iller. Of course, Low Down and Dirty would have been a dope one to hear. Maybe on like the side B. But Eminem did come out with an expanded edition, which came out with, was it 2 more tracks? And like 2 freestyles. Get You Mad, which is pretty good. It's kind of funny. And Bad Guy Always Die from the Wild Wild West soundtrack. So those are decent songs. I mean, I prefer Get You Mad. It's a lot more Eminem, Slim Shady style. And overall, I mean, I do recommend if you're going to get this album, get the expanded edition because it does come with more substance. There's more to listen to. So you're not just done with the CD, you plop it down, you're done with it. So you actually have another disc to listen to. Even though I know nobody buys CDs anymore, so it's like this video's redundant already. So, yeah, fun. But we might as well take a look at it. So, if you can see, the album has the kind of like the visuals for the 97 Bonnie and Clyde song. You can have, that's M, that's his daughter Haley, and that's the car with her mother's stuffed in the trunk. And then you have the name, the Slim Shady LP. Very preem. And also, of course, the name of the rapper, Eminem. You have the spine, if you care about that, you have the spine. And beautiful. So great already. But here's the back of the album for those who care. A lot of people think the back of this album is honestly kind of lackluster, not really a good back of the album. I think they're just a little, in my opinion, they're a little weirded out by shirtless Marshall over here. But in my opinion, I don't care. It looks cool and it fits the style of the album. So you have all titular 20 tracks here. And if you actually see the expanded edition, this shit is like crammed so much. It's like the first 20 tracks are here and the rest of the tracks are down here. It's funny. But yeah, so now let's take a look inside the album. Looking inside the album, you're immediately hit with a couple things. You have the inside album art, which has, Slim Shady and a bloody t-shirt with a little cartoon background. And then you have the CD, which has art from Scam, is it Scam 2? Scam 2 question mark? Scam? But you have artwork from him, which he was a rapper, but more of a cartoonist at the time, and Eminem got him to make some of the album art. If you remove the disc, you actually get more, which is a mummy, which is honestly based off of the Come On Everybody track, where Eminem says a line where it's, if there's ever a music video for this shit, I'll probably be dressed up like a mummy with my wrist slit. So that's what that's based off of. But yes. Now, I'm not going to take this out because I don't care, and I mean, that's for you. That's your bonus when you buy it, is you get to look through the album book. But it's not really anything that special. You just have a couple pictures and stuff, some album art. But yeah. Overall, I'd say a worth it buy. You get this on Amazon for like, what, 20 bucks? Maybe even cheaper? It's an extremely inexpensive buy, and it's good music to be able to carry on you. Because personally, I go by the mindset that at any time you be streaming your music, they could just turn that shit off, bro. I understand, you can call me a conspiracy theorist all you want, but I don't know if those corporations really care about you as much as you think they do. They should be caring about that money though, so I mean, hey, you might have it for as long as you keep paying, but what happens when your car declines? This don't decline. This inclines. But overall, very good buy. I recommend to pick this album up if you're trying to get into Eminem. However, if you want a starting album, I wouldn't recommend with this for your starting album. I'd recommend something like the Eminem Show, the Mathers LP, or Recovery. It's a good 3 albums to start. This is like if you get decently into Eminem, or you're a big fan of his older stuff and you don't really care about his new stuff, then I recommend to get this one. But that is the Slim Shady LP. Now, the big question, this is what's going to be in every video if I ever make more of this, is, and remember this, is the best track and the worst track. Now, what is the best track? Now, the best track, in my opinion, has to go hands down to Rock Bottom, track 14. Rock Bottom is a nice little depressed, poor Eminem just venting his emotions onto the world, and it sounds great. It's a good, sad, somber beat. However, it's got that hip-hop twang to it that Mark Bass put into that mug, and it sounds dope. You can put that on and you can just sit here and vibe to it. However, what is the worst track? Now, in my opinion, my least favorite track has to go to, hands down, weirdly enough, this is just something personal, is the titular track in 97, Bonnie and Clyde. The song that got a lot of parents to get frustrated with Eminem for making this and wanted to get rid of his ass because of its demented-ass presentation and song topic and theme. But it's just boring. I'm sorry. I like the chorus, and I like when it picks up steam, but I don't like the intro where he's dragging the dead body to the trunk. It loses me too quick. And overall, it's an alright song, but it can't keep me there long enough for me to actually warrant listening to it. However, pick this up. You probably should. This is a dope album, and I recommend if you have the spare funds or if you're looking to build up a CD collection, pick this up. This is a very, very dope album. And overall, for like $20 on Amazon, or if you want to go to his official site, which I'm pretty sure these are sold out on the official Eminem site, he might restock them. I swear to God, rappers never restock music. I was looking for like fucking 50 Cent albums, and he only has like a 3 vinyl run, so I don't know, dude. But Slim Shady LP, I recommend. Thanks heavily. But that's all I got. Anything else? No. So, peace out.